and now I'm looking for a place to live with a car full of stuff, right? And my kids, right? My kids are at the time, so they were like just shy of 2 years old and almost or three years old. No, even younger than that. Like my son was fairly kicking at that point. So it was sad situation. And then it hit me. I don't know whether it was God or it was probably God. I said, alcohol's a common denominator. I hit rock bottom with that. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror because I always prize myself, and you can look at my bookshelf at home, all this self-help and how relationships are so important. But apparently not important enough to stop drinking. And that was the honesty part. That's what this program's about. If I'm being honest, do I really hold relationships above my drinking? You know, two failed marriages. I looked at my marriage as the most important relationship, that I could have, and I didn't, and I couldn't even deal with myself. So I determined, I didn't know what to do because I thought I did everything. Initially, before I realized it was alcohol, I was at a loss. I was defeated. Like, if I tried to do everything I can in life to succeed in my relationships, and they don't work, this is the number one prize for me, and it ends up with them leaving the house and the kids, and me wondering where my family is. If this is the rule of life, if these are the rules of life as stated that I have to abide by, I'm done. That's how I felt. And I started thinking that way, and apparently the prescription meds that I was taking, I didn't tell you guys this, so I was cut off cold turkey because the doctor wouldn't re-up my meds due to out-of-state controlled substance laws, apparently, when you move out of state. So I didn't have any, so I was cut off cold turkey with those, and then I decided to drink. And that's what led up to fight and then me getting kicked out of the house, basically. So at any rate, it was, I came to a point where I didn't want to live anymore, and I ended up checking into inpatient laureate. And I remember getting admitted to there, and the first thing they sat me in this chair, and this lady ran up to me, and she was kind of like, do you know the guy that did the Office Space, the movie Office Space? That did the flare, She walked up, she said, "Hi, hey, how you doing? How you doing? We got these little games for you today, and these little crafts, and which one do you want?" And I'm looking at her, and it was like going in slow motion. Like I could see her mouth moving. I didn't really hear anything, and I'm like, "You don't get it, do you? Like, I'm done. I'm done." So that was my rock bottom. And from there, it's been a process of honesty with myself. I then went to an outpatient program. First outpatient program was a coping strategies program. And I spent exactly probably 40 minutes in there and went, what do you got? Do you have a substance abuse program? And they put me in there. It would happen to be in the room right next door. Yeah, go out this door and go in that door. We'll admit you in that one. I said, great. And I walked in there in the first 30 minutes. It was like I just slipped into an old shoe. Like the personalities, the stories, I got it. They got me, I got them. And I went, okay, all right, these are my people. All right, I submit. I have a drinking problem, right? So I thought that would be the answer, I'd go to this month-long intensive outpatient thing, 4 days a week, and then I'd be magically cured or something. And at one point, the therapist said, why don't you consider going to, he said to the group, said, everybody consider going to a meeting this weekend. And I think at some point along the way in this timeline was when that Father's Day sheer force winds blew through, and there was 88,000 people losing their electricity here in Tulsa. It was really bad. It was on Father's Day. Somewhere in there, that added to the problem, and I found myself at one point in a homeless shelter, So I went from this really nice home and in Owasso, you know, on this nice little park with trails, to like being in a homeless shelter, you know, with no one around me, which is wild. And then I ended up losing my job too. So like it was just crazy, all of that stuff. And eventually, so I just ended up going to an AA group, and I tell people like thank God the rules are in AA what they are, because if they said you need to worship this pink elephant in the middle of the room and like do a backward dance, and you know, I would have done it. Like I had the gift of desperation. I would have done anything you wanted me to do because I just wanted to not drink. I tried not drinking for a bit after my programs, like for about a month and a half, and I couldn't. And to be honest with myself, I knew I had to get help from something else, something greater than myself. So also, I want to say before I came to AA, I recommitted my life back to Christ, to Jesus. That's I just all of this happened to me for a reason, and I do believe in the book it talks about, you know, nothing happens under God's watch without a reason or something like that, or it's not everything's exactly the way it's supposed to be. And I feel like all of this was to bring me back to Him in my spiritual walk. So I did that, and then I went to AA and began the process of AA. And so right now, I have to say that uh, it's, it's been really I've found peace. Things that used to baffle me are now solved intuitively. I had a couple stumbles when I first came here. I had a couple 60 days and relapses. And I took the second time relapse. I was so humiliated because I'm like, I can't stand these people that I started with that are now celebrating their, you know, like 4 or 5 month or 6 month, and I'm starting over. And one of my sponsors, so I got a sponsor at my first meeting and said I was an alcoholic. And then my sponsor's friend came up to me and said, I said, I don't know why I drink. And he said, I know why you drink. And I said, why? He said, because you don't really understand the first step. What are you talking about? Give me a test. Give me a test. I've studied this whole book. Give me a test. I'll give you 100%. I get 100% right. I know this book. And I meditated on that. You know, our lives had become manners rule. You know, that we're powerless over alcohol. And I must have stared at that and read it over and over for about half an hour. I meditated, thought about it, and it hit me. Alcohol's a beast. Alcohol is gonna thrash me in the ring, you know, like a wrestler. Like, I can't touch that stuff. And if I understood that, I wouldn't have taken that first drink. My life is done. I'm dead if I drink. That's what I came to conclude. That's what powerlessness is. You're dead. You're done. You take another drink, you're taking a big roll of the dice. Because there's this big hairy bear that's gonna just beat you up, and you can't do anything about it. That's alcohol to me. When I understood that, I finally had a footing to start this program. Um, so since then, I've done a lot of things. I had some parts in the book that I wanted to read, but I don't want to go too far over. Page 417. I have to read that, right? Everybody's got to hear this. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact of my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing, happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept my alcoholism, I could not stay sober. Until I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what life needs to be changed in the world as what needs to be changed in me and in my attitudes. I mean, right there. That like has been huge for me. And really then, step 3, just giving my life entirely away to my higher power, which, yes, to me, and I don't judge anyone else, because this is another step for me that I had to do, is I had to look at all of my addictive behaviors, and nicotine was one of them too. Despite, my fitness goals and everything that I had done with distance running, I still hadn't kicked the nicotine. And the only way that it's been since December 1st, I've been able, through this program and the tenets, I've been able to completely kick that. And I know I'm done with it, just like alcohol. Now, does this mean, though, that I'm done? Like, yay, I'm solved, I'm healed, I'm recovered? No, it's a daily thing. But I know my orientation, I don't have the obsession, right? I don't have the obsession, so I don't have to worry about the craving. Ungodly craving that comes on with the first whatever, right? So I've been able to do that through the program. I've been able to quit the nicotine. And now, unbelievably, and this is me, okay, I'm just telling you, me, once I quit that nicotine, one day I'm driving and my butt muscles contracted. I felt my butt contract for the first time in like 7 years. And apparently I learned that muscle contraction and muscle strength and all that stuff actually neurologically rewires after 3 or 4 months of quitting that stuff. And I thought, oh my goodness. So it's just been pretty amazing to see how, then I did some self-work. There's a reference to Carl Jung, and he talks about the shadow self. And that helped me another way along in my sobriety. And I want to tell you, okay, 2 years and 3 months is not that much sobriety right now. I mean, I still know very little, and I cling to each day like it's the last day I have here. So I want to say that, but I have learned some cool stuff. So Carl Jung talks about these shadow selves and how he thinks that addicts have none. So I consider myself, I'm an alcoholic. I never really got into drugs except for nicotine. But I consider myself to have addictive behavioral qualities. And he sees that as a gift, that addicts become addicts because we have negative parts of ourselves that we don't acknowledge. And when we try to stuff them up, they flare up, and that leads to our behaviors. And I think that I parallel that to the character deficits that Bill wrote about, and how we need to, they're the instinctual desires that have gone awry. And I think it was important for me to acknowledge some negative parts about myself that I've stuffed down and tried to ignore. Like I did certain parts of myself that I didn't like, that I tried to ignore. Like I did this thing where I looked at him and I said, I see you. And the minute I did that, I had one dream that night. And it's a strange dream, but it ended up me seeing this man who was struggling and getting ready to die, and he was obese, and he had just fallen downstairs, and I was looking at my watch like, do I have time for this? And then thinking about calling 911 because he asked me to do it, but I wasn't sure if I had time. And then I looked at him again, and he had his face was my likeness, and I have a part of me that's kind of sloppy and doesn't want to take care of myself. And I don't have time to do that. And so that was a part of my character, my shadow self that I try to ignore, this not caring for myself type person who needs time, who needs me to take time for, to care for, to do self-care, to love, so that I can love other people more. And I had that dream, and then the next night was just a meditation on a big glass of Guinness. And I said, what was that all about? It's because you love beer and you keep ignoring it and telling yourself that you don't. Yeah, I love to drink. I'm sorry. I'm an alcoholic. And the minute I realized and I accepted and acknowledged that, I wasn't having obsession, but now it's like, so what? You used to like to drink, and there's a part of you that still does, but you don't want to anymore, and that's okay. So it's been really interesting process, and this process, all of this, has been in part to AA, and I owe my sobriety 100% to AA. could not have done it without AA. And so now I start off my mornings. I have a prayer. I say, God, help me answer with a soft word. Help me to be slow to speak and slow to anger. Let me do my part to live peaceably. Your will be done, not mine. God, direct my thinking today. Keep me from self-will, fear, anger, and resentment. Show me your will and give me the power to carry it out. That's my prayer I say every morning. Then I say micro prayers throughout the day, especially when driving. Guide me, keep me aligned, help me respond, not react. Your will, not mine. Those are like little pocket prayers that I like to say during the day. They keep me, I don't know, keep me from going too far in the other direction. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up. There's some more things I'd like to say, but one of the last things I want to share is something one of my friends in AA has shared. It's a story, and maybe you've heard it before and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But he told me a story about his sponsor, and he said, his sponsor told him one time, he said, you know, next time you go to get your car, open the door and pause. And he said, well, why would I do that? He said, because you're gonna pause and you're gonna let God in the car. And he said, now come on, I'm gonna drink just thinking about that. Like, why would I do that? And he said, why would I do that? And he said, well, you'd be surprised how you'd act, or how differently you'd act if you know who you're riding with. And that has really been a key tenet to me in AA and developing my spirituality. To have a loving God who goes beyond measure in His grace and mercy, who's given me a gift of life back. You know, my toddlers, they don't remember me ever drinking. You know, and so now that I have this idea of my higher power that AA has helped me to develop, I know who I'm riding with, and that helps me stay sober. So thank you all for listening tonight. I appreciate it.
You did a good job, Zach.
Yeah, very, very entertaining. Very entertaining. Yeah. I'm sorry you suffer from that Paul Rudd disease. You know, me too. I'm 27.
What disease is that?
Never aging.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You kind of bragged on that a little bit.
Yeah,
All right, let's see. Where are we at? Okay. Yeah, thanks, Zach. That was enthralling. I know that was. I got to see Ohio. It's beautiful. Let's see. There are no dues or fees for AA membership, but we do pass the basket. You know, keep the lights on around here. So I'm just gonna drop this off right here. Let's see. All right, the Helping Hand Group uses the CHIP system to recognize and encourage sobriety. In Alcoholics Anonymous, you're a member when you say you are. I'm gonna give out the basic chips, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Kathy to get her lovely husband the chip. Which is funny because he asked me to run this meeting, and it was Wednesday, and he forgot my name in that meeting. Yeah, I remember. But I also know I am controlled 100% by irony. And so I was not going to be able to produce you. Because I knew I was going to bring that up. So, all right. Does anybody, I'm Gary and I'm an alcoholic. You don't have to be a member here to have a chip, but we do suggest you have the time. Does anybody have 11 months? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really, guys? Okay. All right. And the most important chip of all, does anybody have a desire to stay sober for 24 hours? That's how it all starts. I can't believe I'm in the 2-year club. I mean, and it all started just with fuck all this.
yeah, that's it.
All right. Give this wonderful man what he's earned.
It's our destiny.
Fancy things.
Yes.
This is destiny.
Okay, well, because he joined AA, he wanted to make amends to me for, I still don't understand why, but whatever that reason is, we got to be together, and it came to me, it definitely was a gift from God. And I'm not like Six Flags Over Jesus or anything, but it was a real God thing. And I used to drink a long time ago, and I think I was actually an alcoholic in high school and college. I mean, I was pretty bad, but I just, whatever, I'm not trying to, I understand how hard that can be, and I can't tell you how proud I am of him, and how incredible it is to have him in my life. So, this is amazing, Nathan. 30 years. Here you go.
Oh, well done. It's wrapped up in a Jimmy Jack Daniels soap
That's right.
receipt label. Yeah.
I fish for stamp of approval.
There's a dove. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, very nice. This group has the best, coolest chips. When I first started out, I'm Nate. I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Nate.
When 30 years ago, I'm sure they had medallions, but out there in Delaware, they weren't using them yet. We used poker chips. Yeah, you had a white one was a 90-day one, and a red one was 3 months, and the blue one was 6 months. And then I think you got the medallions in the subsequent years, but those poker chips, yeah. So AA's come a long way too, but yeah, now they have all sorts of colors, you know. Collect them all, trade with your friends. Very exciting.
So Pokemon edition.
I want to thank you for your story. It's what I saw, especially at the end of your story, is that willingness to keep growing. And I think no matter how long you have in a program, you've got to keep doing that. You kind of want to find the next step. For example, I mean, I remember the time when I thought about, there's different ways in which the car door story, I think, yeah, I want to have Jesus sitting in the car seat right next to me when I'm driving. And then I was at some meeting and somebody says, if God is your co-pilot, switch seats. And that was a difference. So instead of just having someone guide me while I'm driving, I need to let, that's what that third step is. You take the wheel. So, but anyway, it's just one of those, you just kind of continue to get the different levels of your spiritual growth, and that has to keep going. And at the same time, you have to look at what are you doing? How is this affecting your daily decisions and what's happening? And different things happen, and it gives you a perspective. I lost my father 2 weeks ago tonight, and that's different. In a way, it was a blessing because we kind of lost him like a year and a half before that when he had an accident. But it's still, And now I still have my mom left, and so I have to be there for her. So I'm focusing now on how I can be a better son. Focusing now on how I can be a better husband. I too have 2 ex-wives. Very many similarities in our stories, and I think you find that in everyone. You think this story is just like mine, but really, everybody's story, you're going to be able to pick out several things that are just like ours, because when it comes down to it, it's kind of humbling to know that we're not that special. We're just like everybody else. Everybody else has the same type of things happening, maybe in slightly different ways, but the same thing, same kind of things happen. And like it was said, this fellowship puts it all in perspective. That feeling when you're in the right room. This is the room I need to be in. When you've walked from one place to go on out of the door, this is where I need to be. That's something that's a gift we have to share with others, where it doesn't matter how much time we have. All we have to do is be present and show up. And someone walk through the door and they can experience that fellowship with us, that we're sharing the same, that's what it is. It says fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength, and hope. That's all we do. That's all we do. And it's all this great stuff comes from it. So it's pretty good. So I want to make sure that people take home cake and stuff like that. And it was good. Thank you, Anna, for going out and get the plates. It would have been a big mess to clean up if we didn't have those. Eating off the tables without forks. But so very important. Thank God for the simple things. And I want to thank this group. This is giving me a safe place to land. This is my third major move, fourth major move in my life. I don't have 20. But God willing, this will be my final landing spot. And I'm glad that there was a group like Helping Hands, which is very close to my old home group in Dover, which I spent, by the way, all my time in Dover except for the first month and a half sober. And now I get to spend all my time, God willing, all my time in Oklahoma sober. So I want to thank everybody for coming here. This is where I needed to be tonight, and I'm glad I was here. Thanks for letting me share.
Sure. All right, real fast, and we'll be out of here. All right, guys. Let's see. I'd like to thank Anna for reading How It Works. Jacob for reading that book, Daily Reflections. Thank you for giving that chip away, Kathy. Thanks for bringing the cake. Everybody brought food and everything. Please help yourself to a bunch of stuff. I'm going to skip the AA announcements. We extend a special invitation to everyone to attend our closed book study or open beginners meeting each Monday night at 7:30, to our 12 and 12 study each Friday night at 7:30, and also to our monthly speaker meeting the last Friday of every month and Wednesday. We do as we see it. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. Remember what you hear here, but forget whom you saw here.
Here.
All right, and just run one more past, and everybody keeps on talking about opening the door or whatever. Man, that's how I got my DUI. I was like, here, hide this. Oh, it's invisible. For all that wish to join, let's close with the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
Who keeps us sober for sometimes even 30 years?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen.
Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Yeah, this is pretty badass.
Oh, I like that.
All right, excellent day. Oh, and I forgot to rethink Zach. Thank you, Zach, so much. Very enthralling. I mean,
And us love
edge of
you.
my seat. I love
One
your
little
description
soda
of
pop.
Ohio. I've never been, but now I kind of want to.
Oh, you gotta go to the northern part, like up near Cleveland. That's where it's at. Cuyahoga Valley.
I said my little soda.
Well,
pop.
it was
You did.
You
so
want my soda?
wonderful. I mean, sorry for the sad things, but
29.
so relatable as far as.
Is today the
Common
29th?
mistakes.
Dollar Tree Cabbage.
27th?
27th?
Yeah.
27th?
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
You're like 20 freaking 7.
Well, I didn't bring stuff. He only wants food to clean up, but I can help clean up.
There you go.
You sign this paper for me?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool, yeah. Gotta have that one. What would a favorite card do?
the fence.
I'm used to writing Serenity.
Yes.
That's a funny guy. Oh, what's this? Hello.
Yeah, she's a little.
There's a video recorder going.
Oh, yeah.
How are you? How are you, sir?
45 minutes.
30 minutes and 18 seconds.
Every time he got up, I had to make sure I wasn't picking my nose.
Okay, cool.
Just snacking.
Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
Tobacco.
Did you put the basket up already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, that's it.
Tina, can you please take this home?
Oh, yeah, you don't want the rest of
I
it?
don't want
Alright.
anything.
It would be great if you did, you can take this too if you
Anything?
want.
Oh, I don't eat pasta.
Okay.
I can go in here.
Watch yourself.
And cake, of course.
Yeah, that was delicious.
Take it,
I
take
say if I did,
take the cake, take the whole cake, or take like giant sections.
Would
of
anybody
it.
like to take the shepherd's pie home or summit home or anything? We can figure out a way to take it. Anybody?
how about a couple pieces on a plate? How's that?
All right, there.
There you go.
There's a
I want to say there's even a bowl in here maybe we can borrow.
It is good. And it's not,
That's the random stuff right there.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Oh, I had an abscess, I've had
So
an
that's-
abscess since
I know.
February 13.
So you're trying to figure out what you can
And I
eat,
haven't gone.
what you can eat, probably the hard way, huh?
I've been on antibiotics for over a month and a half now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They finally told me I could stop taking them. I got a procedure on April the 9th, so that's good. But, yeah, that's.
Was this ours?
No, that was
Well,
Gary.
I'm not afraid. I'm going to
That's
take some cake home.
What, this food,
Take
that's
the
what I
whole
meant.
cake, man.
So,
Take it.
Spoon's ours?
Take it.
I would eat it.
Well, you should. You're skinny.
About,
That's why I'm not leaving.
Oh, well. You guys want to take some home then?
I didn't notice that was
Okay,
over
well,
there.
I'll take it home.
Is this ours?
Yes. Yeah.
How about?
That's serious.
Okay, alright.
That's not my spoon. This is It's the same reason I don't buy Girl Scout cookies.
But you make Girl Scout cookies. Or you make cookies?
Yeah.
And there's
Every
a
time
bunch
I
of
take
chocolate.
up, do my soda,
Sing it, yeah.
see, so. Now we're
It's evil with the N and the S.
Let's go.
This
Mama
we can
Nemo.
fix.
Isn't really catchy
Oh,
though.
You go?
Infectious.
Oh, yeah.
What about the fruit stuff?
Yeah. What's yours? Oh, yours is May. Get out of here. Okay. Cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, nice to meet you too. Yeah, that's awesome.
Good speaker for you.
Oh,
Demons.
well, yeah, for being so young, right? Well.
Maybe tweak your fruit too.
Demons are never nice.
Take kids over, yeah.
Her shoulder short.
Gary's gonna take cake? Oh, good. Thank you, Gary.
Oh, yeah, twist my arm.
Is this food bowl was,
That's Candace.
okay.
They're nice demons.
Are those her tongs or?
I have no idea.
Thank you for the snacks. I hate cooking for just.
Where's Anna?
Go Wildcats.
Where's Anna?
Or she didn't hear. Tell her go Wildcats.
Go Wildcats.
Go
Brandon, don't go
Wildcats.
to Anna's bathroom, she's in here.
In this other room.
Brandon, Anna's in here, I don't, oh, you're so fast.
You must sing.
Brandon, she's in here.
Alright.
Nice to see you, Gary. Thank you for the good shepherd's pie.
Oh, well, once again, I will tell my mom that it was a big
Love
hit. And
you.
thank you for the awesome food and, man. And I look forward to those cookies.
I like
Okay,
it.
I'll bake them. I'll make them for you. Do you have your little medallion thing?
It's time.
Yeah.
So I
Didn't I show it to you? No, I got it. It's in my pocket. So So
We'll
this
get a
goes,
picture of you with it when we get home.
Soluble.
with the with our napkins and
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I got it. Don't throw that coffee out, I'll come back for that.
Oh, I won't.
I mean, my cup of coffee, but.
I mean, I know it's Alcoholics Anonymous, but I have like I'm an eataholic, a shopaholic,
Alright, let's go.
Oh yeah, alcohol is like one of my least problems.
I'm like a holic on so many things.
Oh, when we came in here, let me put those baked goods were out on that table.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, I just didn't want, I think they were the church's stuff, I didn't wanna let people just grab it from our group if there was stuff for some bake sale.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, that's
It was a lot, I didn't.
Alright, I'll eat the shit out of this.
I'm gonna see if I can say goodbye to our guests out there before we take off.
That's pretty.
Alright, thanks all.
Hey, happy birthday.
Well, we'll be right out here smoking.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Alright, yeah. Yeet.
Aww. Ray's all holding out his hand like this for me to grab it, and then he goes like this.
Right, that's not nice.
Watch yourself. Blech. Couch, 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 couch,
I think you've
couch.
watched that too many times.
You must be so hungry, you know, huh?
Oh, yeah.
He's always trying to get my phone, you know, and I had it in my back pocket, and I was in the bathroom helping him brush his teeth, and he's like, Mom, what's on the wall? And when I looked, he's grabbing the phone out of my back pocket, he's like, oh, no, she who's doing that stuff?
Does he know to grab his water?
Brandon, don't forget to grab your water and your tablets, we're going outside here.
We're gonna go for a top place.
Okay, I'll come back.
Come on, grab your stuff.
Okay.
Grab your water and your water and stuff.
Where's our tea at?
That's your stuff.
Good night. Goodbye, church meeting. We'll see you on Monday. Donna, where's your phone? Did you bring your phone?
I don't know.
Well, go look. I got your, maybe it's in the car, we'll go look.
There's no light off.
Yeah, here. Take that, I'm gonna go look to make sure I gotta make sure I got